Hello, my name is John Quintana, and I am a licensed physical therapist in the Philippines. I am currently studying Healthcare Environmental Services Management at Centennial College, Canada. So today I will be discussing about physiological arousal intervention. So this is basically managing stress through exercising. To start this discussion, I would like to share a short story between Jack and Dick. Both of them always played tennis, but Dick never won a game. Dick was able to hit the ball consequently and harder, but without control. One day, Jack approached Dick and suggested that he'd hit the ball easier and with control. Dick's response was that he was not concerned about winning, but the ball represented his boss, wife, or anyone else he was upset at the moment. In this example, Dick was able to improve his health through his stress. So there are two basic types of exercises. First is aerobic. So these are exercises of relatively long duration using large muscle groups that does not require more oxygen than can be inhaled. Examples of which are jogging, bicycling, long distance swimming, walking, rope jumping. Next would be anaerobic exercises. So these exercises are of short duration that requires more oxygen than can be inhaled. So examples of which are sprinting and short swimming races. So either forms of exercise helps you use your body physically, as well as moving away from the stressors you would otherwise be thinking about. Now let's define physical fitness. It is our ability to do one's work and have energy remaining for recreational activities. So this consists of muscle strength, which is the absolute maximum force that a muscle can generate. Muscle endurance, the ability to do continuous muscular work. Cardiorespiratory endurance, the ability of the circulatory system to supply oxygen to the muscles and remove waste products of muscular contraction. Flexibility, the ability to move the joints of the body through their fullest range of motion. Body composition, the proportion of lean body mass to the percentage of body fat. And lastly, agility, the ability to move with quickness, speed, and balance. Physical fitness, however, does not develop from just any physical activity. For example, Manny Pacquiao, a Filipino boxing legend, does not need much flexibility but rather focuses on his strength and endurance training. Another example is Carlos Yulo, a Filipino gymnast. He would focus his training on calisthenics and flexibility. This shows that your exercise must be specific to the goals that you want to achieve and develop. So, what are the benefits of exercise? It lowers the risk of early death, lowers risk of coronary heart disease, lowers the risk of stroke, lowers the risk of high blood pressure, lowers the risk of adverse blood lipid profile or cholesterol, lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes, lower the risk of colon and breast cancer, prevention of weight gain, weight loss, improved cardiorespiratory and muscular fitness, prevention of falls, and reduced depression. So as you can see on the right, you'd see the coffin. So we do not want to give a 50% off on our life. We do not want to suffer a heart attack, a stroke, be obese, and also suffer from depression. Exercise will not only benefit the human body, but also your psychological health. So this would include increase in self-esteem, more positively perceived by others. You'll be more alert and able. You'll be able to work better. You'll have the decrease of the feelings of depression and anxiety, and also you'll be better in managing your stress. Now you are wondering, why are there psychological benefits with exercise? So there are neurotransmitters that are being secreted in the brain. So first would be endorphins. So they decrease pain and produce feelings of well-being. Next is dopamine, an antidepressant as well as an activator of erotic and sexual feelings. And additionally, prior to exercising, norepinephrine and epinephrine, they prepare your body for exercising, and they do stop secreting when exercise is done, resulting to a calming effect which is great in stress management. So now let's know the principles of exercise. So intensity is how hard you exercise, frequency is how often you exercise, and duration is how long you exercise. So as you can see on this slide, you need to be exercising at 60 to 80% of your max heart rate to have cardiovascular benefits. For training effect to occur, you should at least exercise 20 to 30 minutes with a frequency of 3 to 4 days a week. So here is a recommendation by Georgia State University. So this is called the Physical Activity Pyramid. So it recommends that as much as possible, we try to build physical activity into your workday. We do 5 days per week at least of aerobic exercise and recreational exercises, and 3 days per week for leisure activities and flexibility and strength training. And we need to minimize watching TV, sitting at the computer, sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time, or basically being sedentary. So how do we assess our cardiorespiratory fitness? We can use the Rockport Fitness Walking Test. First is to have a 5 to 10 minute warm up that includes stretching and slow walking before the actual assessment. Next is to the actual assessment, which is to walk 1 mile as quickly as possible. Make sure to compute the time it took to walk the mile. Below is a table on how to interpret the data and to know your fitness category. Now you ask yourself, how do you begin? The answer is always start slowly. If you have been sedentary, a good way to start is by walking. You can also start swimming and bicycle riding. These exercises have lower impact on the body, which will be great exercises to begin with. Also, it would be great to have a buddy or a friend when exercising. One quick tip is to keep in mind that exercise strains. Too much exercise strains. Exercise and have fun rather than strain and pain. The do's and don'ts of exercise. So first would be warm up and cool down. These two are necessary since a warm up can help decrease the chance of muscle strains, while a cool down can also help avoid fainting after a vigorous exercise. Next would be clothing. Wearing the appropriate clothing for the proper weather is also necessary when exercising. This is to be more effective in the exercise training. Next would be fluids. Drinking plenty of water is necessary before and after exercise to avoid dehydration. Next would be equipment. So you need to have the proper shoes or equipment for the specific sport, since this is to avoid injuries. Lastly, you have to know your body. Be aware of your body and know when you are overtraining to cut down on your routine. Now that we know the benefits and the importance of exercise in our life, we just need to manage our time well for it to be part of our lifestyle and be able to avoid the stressors in this life.